Hey there, YouTube. This is Waylon again in the basement. I had a request to shoot a video more about refuge and how it's constructed. So what I did, I dry stacked my brick that I had and started putting the framing for the plywood roofing on it that I was going to stack the 4x4 or the 4x8 concrete blocks on. So I'm just down here chilling. That's the door that comes down into my basement. That's the steel entry door, all put in with 4-inch wood screws and framed in with 2x6s. But this is the concrete shelter. These are 8-inch solid concrete filled cinder blocks. The door on here is kind of thin. I still haven't had no money to update that, so I know a bullet could fly through this door really easy. But I have plans on updating this door here soon also, even if I have to build something out of scrap lumber like these 2x4s here, like I did in here. Well, I was thinking there's a lot of weight gonna go on top of this shelter, and if the kids are going to be in it, I don't want it collapsing on them. So these are just dry stacked 8x8x16 cinder blocks with the 2 holes in them. I'm going to take this all back apart, drill into the concrete floor, and tap in some rebar, then re-stack the brick, square them up, and fill them full of concrete. So the concrete brick are going to be full all the way up to here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 cinder blocks high with rebar through them all into the basement floor, just like I did on these walls, except for I took the rebar all the way up to here, to the bottom of the cap block. That's full of solid concrete. I mixed it all up in the basement here. But anyway, so the cinder blocks are all going to be full of concrete. And that'll fill in all the little air gaps between these cracks here, where you can look through and see light. But all that'll be solid concrete to keep radiation and dust and bullets out that may pass through this door. And then from this point on, it's going to be like these. These are 4-inch thick, 8-inch wide, 16-inch long, solid concrete cap block. And this is the size of the refuge. What a refuge is, in case you haven't seen my other videos, it's just a strengthened area within a shelter. Here you can see this shelter has about 2 inches of plywood on the roof of it, and has a layer of plastic, and then has a 4-inch layer of cap blocks on top of it, which really isn't sufficient for high level radioactive fallout like this area would get if they bombed Whiteman Air Force Base over there, because we're about 25 miles downwind of Whiteman Air Force Base, and we're surrounded by missile silos. So I want a refuged area inside the shelter where, in case of increased radiation, whether it be from a nuclear terrorist attack or the Great Bear attacks the Great Bird or something like that, a strengthened area that I could put my kids in and my nephews and nieces in for the first few hours of a nuclear conflict. So I was putting the rafters in here because I knew that it was going to hold a lot of weight. I was planning on going with a 8-inch concrete slab on top of this, made out of the concrete cap blocks. But instead, what I ended up doing was saying, well, I got all these scrap 2x4s from a guy named Robert, and he cut me a deal on all these. I bought him a 12-pack of beer, and he let me have all this used lumber, and all I had to do was mark it and cut it with a skill saw and frame it in and drop it in here. But I had so many rafters in there. I'm thinking, man, 2x4 is 4 inches thick, and wood's not really that good of a shielding. And if I make it solid, it will strengthen the integrity of the roof, and I can stack more weight on top of this and not have to worry about it falling in on the kids if they needed it. So I have this 2x4, which is a temporary brace here with a bracket. Goes all the way down to the floor, of course. And then I put a couple 16D nails in here, and just attach this directly to the frame of the roof, which is not attached right now because this does all have to come out. This basement jack will come out of here and be twisted around and go firmly up against the side of this to allow for getting around this corner better, and to also keep this from shifting. As it shifts, it'll have something to shift up against, like this one here. You can see that's firmly up against there. And then I took that other 2x4 out of this structure because it was sitting over here that I told you about in the last video. And I've moved it over here, which will be anchored to the floor. Two 16D nails going here into the roof. But that will be coming out also, so I can lift all this out and disassemble the brick and go ahead and drill and tap the floor. This is their little door that I have for them for getting in and out of the shelter. But eventually the shelter will go not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 cinder blocks tall, not 5 in a cap block, not 6 caps, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, but eventually the roof is probably going to, you can see right there, if I can get this to focus for you. That's the roof currently. And I would like to just keep taking it on up, maybe at least another 2 foot of solid cap blocks. But I'm looking for somebody that could send me some little financial help. Maybe call my local Menards here in Sedalia. If you could donate some cap block, and I'll get over there and pick them up. Just send me a private message or a comment if you could help us out with that, and I'll be sure and shoot a video, and if you wish, and give them the name of the person that was nice enough to help us finance this refuge for the children. So let me take you inside here. As you know, these are all gonna, it's small, but this is just an area to put the 6 kids for maybe 24 to 48 hours. And I would say by the time I'm done, this will have the solid 8-inch walls, the 4-inch of the lumber on the top with a sheet of, maybe 2 sheets of 3/4-inch plywood, and then the concrete cap blocks turned on the side for an additional 8 inches of concrete on top of this shelter for the children. It's just a little LED lantern here that can burn for a good 24 to 36 hours on one set of rechargeable batteries. And I will just have to, we have a bathroom outside of the shelter there, so I don't know, maybe I'll put a case of water over here, maybe put a little shelf up here in the corner, and maybe put some a couple toys in here for the kids. It is pretty small, but after all I really care about is the kids. I want the kids to be able to shelter in there. There will be a door in there, maybe something like an 8-inch door made out of plywood and 2x4s that the kids can just stuff in place, stick a couple washers on there, and bolt it down to hold it in place. Or maybe I'll put it on like a Lazy Susan ball bearing slider or something like that. But this is all just dry stacked. I know that I'm going to change it a little bit, but I just really wanted to show you, because I know I got a couple comments that said, dude, you're fucking crazy. Ain't nothing going to happen. Well, I'm telling you, I don't give a crap if it happens or not. This will be increased value on the house when the old man here I can deal with it. But I want to thank Robert Hinthorn in Sedalia, Missouri for the hookup on these 2x4s. I gave him a little money, a little beer money for him. No problem with that. And I got some good plywood coming in here, which I also got from Robert at a rock bottom price because he wanted to be a good guy. So thank you, Robert Hinthorn from Sedalia, Missouri, for being a good fellow and helping us out with this. And I got another guy. I won't give you his last name. His name is Daniel. He was at Walmart the other day. And if the shit ever hits the fan, he says that if he can get here, he's coming here. And you know what? He's welcome here because he donates. And he donates stuff like cases of canned pumpkin you can see sitting in there on the center shelf. He's got the black foot locker here with like propane, machetes, extra blankets, work shoes, boots, stuff like that here. So if the shit hits the fan, when he shows up, he has stuff here. You always want to set something back and stock some extra supplies. It's not like you're not going to use it around your house. But this is the refuge. It's not much progress because we haven't had any donations other than Robert just helping us out. And he helped me load it. He helped me unload it. And, you know, he could have sold those boards for a good $1 a piece. Instead, I got about 20 cents a piece into the 2x4s in my time. But I'll keep shooting videos of this refuge and the shelter, and hopefully this door upgrade, and let you check it out, and you let me know what you think. I mean, the house is pretty hardened with the steel door here, and the motion sensor on the stairs. I have dual peepholes here I installed in the door, one for adults, one down here for the little kids, they can look out. There is a battery operated motion light out there that runs off of a webcam. So if you're standing in the doorway and the motion light comes on, I can see you and on the monitor, and I'll know who you are, and I'll be shooting a video on the security, the camera, the motion light, and the monitor and all that soon. We're also still looking for somebody that could sponsor us 2 deadbolts for the door here from our local Menards in Sedalia. So if you're interested in that, we would appreciate that. Because I've realized that it's better to ask, and a nice person out there, some people have plenty of money, they don't mind helping you out. Just like Mr. Hinthorn there, he didn't mind helping us out. Daniel, he don't mind helping us out. And so I'm down here in the basement doing laundry, just thought I'd shoot this video. So I moved this shelf. I took the teddy bears off of the motorhome and washed all them. I got a load in the dryer. I cleaned out the lint filter. That needs to go. Jack and Jackie, my parents, donated this recliner to us. They had too many, needed the room in the living room. And Tom and Dallas and a couple of his friends brought it over. And me and Tom carried it down. Got this nice green couch here donated to us from a family member. So there's a bed for somebody right there. I brought the black leather couch, wouldn't fit down here, so I brought the one I had in my living room on the cinder blocks back down. I had the kids bring it down to the basement. It's too heavy for the old man here. And I ran some extension cords. I got my lamps here that I bought back in 95 that I've been holding on to for 20 years now. I bought these over in Holden, Missouri, and I patched up my grandma's aquarium over there, and I got water aging in it. We're going to put some goldfish in there, do a little hydroponics project with that, and have not been working on the shower, but we will get back to that. So, you know, have not got the refrigerator fixed, but I will get to that also. So this is Waylon saying thanks. Please donate. And thanks, and keep watching.